the end of a 4-game road trip for the Fever, second night of a back-to-back for the Aces. These competitors will tell you no excuses. Boston keeps it for herself, attack mode, and scores.
Aaliyah Boston is a huge part of that. Let's talk about matchups within the matchup. Boston and Asia Wilson are going to be fun to watch because of how both of them handle and are a hub of the offense.
And both of these teams are known to come out of the gate strong, young, in and out, 1 and 2 in the league in first quarter points. Clark was the last game managing that back. Here's the goal.
Right out of the gate, the deep-looking shot, and so often, too, she likes her shots going to the left. That one, she was going to the right a little bit. Las Vegas understanding just how they need to pick her up deep, but that one,
well, didn't Caitlin tell us she was going to look for easy looks early? What happened to that?
Maybe
that was
that's
easy
for
for easy look. Turnover Aces. The Aces, a wire-to-wire victory. Last night never trailed. Right now they do. Here's Caitlin.
And just continuing to step back, and you see how far out Wilson is on her still with the hand up. That just showcases the range of Caitlin Clark we have come to know.
Mitchell comes off the screen. No good there. She's been hot of late, leading this Fever team and scoring about 22 points per game, Kelsey Mitchell. The Aces trying to get on the board. Not yet.
And overall for Indiana, you already see their attention to detail on the defensive side, the shots that they're forcing. And for Asia Wilson, that's right in her wheelhouse of shots that she wants to take. But for Indiana, trying to keep them extended is going to be very important.
Well, Indiana had about a week off before this road trip. They focused a lot on defense. Nice roll by Boston, high-low action. Rebound Aces. All right, Chelsea Gray. I'm always wondering what she's got cooking.
Magic is what she's got cooking.
The step back, couple short shots. You know Indiana wants to get out on transition and miscue on that opportunity.
Indiana Fever first in pace. They love to run. Where they're at their best is when they are flowing in transition, but that comes from getting stops. And you can say the same thing about Las Vegas. Despite the numbers, a big part of what they want to do is push.
Wilson in the elbow area. If this is the house, that's her living room. Looking to go to work against Boston. Still a no score for the reigning champs. Caitlin put on the Jets, step back. She'll get it right back. Foul call before the shot.
Talbot trying to work over to the top of the screen, and it's something that you're going to have to be very mindful of if you're Las Vegas, coming over the top of those screens against someone like Caitlin Clark. But with a Kelsey Mitchell, as you had mentioned, how she can turn the corner is something that makes her so tough.
Jackie Young has that assignment right now. Met in the playoffs a season ago, the semifinals. Aces won that. Nice tip there by Billings. They'll stay with the Aces. Still trying to get on the board. Gray tees it up high, arcing. That's good.
Chelsea Gray, 39% from deep early in the season. When we talked with her, she said a goal coming in would shoot a career high from 3. She's been so efficient.
Chelsea Gray had 3 threes yesterday. Gets the Aces on the board tonight. That was off the dribble, too.
This is where, on an island with Clark, she's able to drain it.
Pump fake by Boston. Here come the Aces in transition, the way Smith just runs the floor. She created an opportunity to go to the free throw line.
And Melissa Smith comes to this Las Vegas team last year, and she has just been tremendous in how she's been able to make an instant impact. Coming into the season saying it's the best that she has felt. You can see it in her conditioning, and rim running is such an important aspect of what she brings to the table to allow Las Vegas to continue to play fast and in the open court.
Well, she's been so efficient, too. Leading the W right now in field goal percentage. You ask Asia Wilson about Melissa Smith. She said, that's twin. And they're really starting to build the connection, play on a string, and really feed off one another.
And we're going to see that with the interior passing. But that's what you need, the chemistry of this group. and how they want to keep building in all places on the floor. A big reason why they lead the league in their offensive rating because of how many threats they have.
Goes 1 for 2, but Wilson gets the Aces another possession. Can't connect. Mitchell, I mean, just look at the Jets. Hasn't even put them on full throttle yet. She's looking for something. Count it.
Kelsey Mitchell has got gears. She has 6 straight games with 20 or more points. Over the course of that, over 27 points per game. It's because she can score at all 3 levels.
I mean, high praise for Kelsey Mitchell coming from Becky Hammond. So Kelsey Mitchell and Kelsey Plum are 2 of the hardest players in the W right now to guard.
And Becky Hammond tells us that before the game, but I think across the board, we've covered so many different teams, leagues, whether it's players, coaches, that is who everyone points to. It's her quickness, the speed, explosiveness, and strength.
Substitution already for the Aces. Jewel Lloyd now in the basketball game. Smith asking for it. Trying to back down Hull, up against 2 and scores. Mitchell in the lane, back to Boston. She recovered, met by all the Aces.
It's a really great collapse by the Las Vegas defense, and that's what you're going to need to do. Despite the fact that they're shooters on the perimeter, they're still able to dig in and put a lot of pressure in the post, and that's where they have been very dominant defensively.
Clark off the handoff. Remember, she already has 1 3. Over the shoulder to Boston. Tipped by Las Vegas. Mo Billings, cleanup duty.
Las Vegas blitzing that ball screen with Caitlin Clark, and did the hard work, just can't come up with it at the end.
To wrap around down to Wilson Pretty. And quickly ahead off a made basket. Lucky the pass was long because I could see Becky Hammond not being happy about that.
Another turnover for Indiana, which is a tough one, but what a beauty by Chelsea Gray, just smooth and easy. Wilson able to take advantage of that switch, finishing on the inside. Those 2 have such a great connectivity together.
Horn set. Gray sets it up. Wilson has got Mitchell on her. Mismatch, what does she do? And Smith, offensive rebound. And fouled as she hauled it down. A 2-point basketball game. Already some fun plays. We were asking Stephanie White about it, and I know Ashley will have more. The details may be murky, but she said, I remember that we won every time we played Colorado State and Becky Hammond. Asia asking for the basketball. South Carolina on South Carolina. Jewel Lloyd, nice second chance opportunity.
It just slips right in there, and you force a miss from Asia Wilson, which you don't see that often. If you're Indiana, you've got to make sure to find bodies and clean that up.
Well, and that's what Becky Hammond wants from Jewel Lloyd, too. Those extra efforts. Another whistle. On Alyssa Smith. Brianna Turner checking into the game, as well as Ty Harris. 52 for Indiana. Harris has started all the games that Caitlin Clark was not able to play in. And we asked Stephanie White, is there room for Harris to get some tick even with Caitlin in the lineup? And she said, there has to be. Mitchell, pull up, rolls in.
Well, the nice thing about having Harris out there is that then it allows Kelsey Mitchell as well to play off the basketball. She does such a great job just organizing the offense.
Mitchell gets the rebound. She's looking. Little change of pace. And Harris was that pivotal in the win against Phoenix. Drills her first shot.
A big reason why is how she's been knocking down 3-point shots with consistency, nearly 40% from deep. She's a vet, and Stephanie White has a great amount of trust in her.
Gray poised here in attack mode. Can't finish, tips up her own miss. And Indiana has done this a few times. Gotten the basketball out of the rim quickly. Cunningham sets her feet. 3 for her.
And that was a deep one. And for Sophie Cunningham, who shot so well from 3 on the season, in her last 2 games, just 1 for 8. So good for her to see one go through early.
Cunningham averaging 9 points off the bench. Always an energy booster. There's Wilson. 4 points on the evening. You want to talk about the greatness of A'ja Wilson. We talk about her MVPs, her championships, gold medals. That jumper where she passed Lisa Leslie on the all-time scoring list. She's now 14th.
We'll be here all day if we go through her resume.
My goodness. Mitchell gets it back to Cunningham in the corner. She plays out of it. Tough shot, makes it. See the reaction there. 6-point deficit for the home team. Gray, kickball. Look who's coming in for Las Vegas for the first time this season. Dana Evans missed the first 23 games with a left leg injury. You hear the reception from the crowd.
The Dana Evans component for this Las Vegas Aces team. A 2-time WNBA champion, both with the Aces last year and with the Chicago Sky. We'll see how much she plays, but I'm sure a lot of it just getting some of that rust off.
When Becky Hammond said, my expectations tonight, I just don't want her to be in pain, right? Have her get some minutes, see where it goes. 2:20 to go here in the first. Second meeting between these two teams this season. Indiana 5th in the standings. Las Vegas is 1st right now. Boston, nice find down to Mitchell.
A tough welcome back with Kelsey Mitchell, who just has blistering speed. And that's a really nicely run set, though, to get her going downhill.
And the ability for your big to drop a dime like that, too. Lloyd, comfortable. The shot-making ability on both sides of the floor tonight.
Big reason why we're the top 2 offenses in the league.
100%.
It's no surprise with that.
Mitchell to Boston. Puts it on the deck. And she's bumped. Becky Hammond going to her bench early. Justine Passat in the basketball game.
Aaliyah Boston, she's a fulcrum of this offense. Her ability to pass is pivotal. And Justine Passat became a quick fan favorite yesterday.
Timpson just flew in for that rebound. Boston. She's become deadly from the outside. Top 5 in the league in 3-point percentage, Aaliyah Boston.
I talked with her earlier this season, and she said as soon as the season ended, took 2 weeks off, and then 5 days a week with her trainer. That's all she worked on, and you can see the improvements.
Turner, just 2 free. Less than a minute to go here in the first. Cunningham directing traffic. Down to Timpson. Foul call.
Indiana has done such a nice job with their spacing. And for Las Vegas, they've just been a little bit of a step behind in a lot of these circumstances once the ball gets entered in the post and it's forced some of the fouls.
Over the limit. Timpson at the free throw line. Timpson had a block a few games ago. That was remarkable. Stephanie White was talking about it for multiple days. Her athleticism, her ability to get up, makes an impact on both sides of the floor.
Jumps off the page.
Yes.
And you can see it in the arm span, but it's not just about that. She's got such great timing and instinct.
Look at this lineup for the Aces. Only 1 starter on the floor right now as we end the first quarter. Evans finds Turner, never left the floor. In the air there. 2-for-1 opportunity. Looks like Mitchell's trying to get that. Gets the first bucket. Nine-point game. Momentum is everything. Vegas has an opportunity to get some of it back. Gray, attack mode, kept it for herself.
This turns the corner, gets to that left side. No one's able to show resistance against her, and that's been an area for the Fever they've struggled in protecting the basket.
You'd think Kelsey Mitchell would want this one. A whistle off the ball. Remember, the Fever will be shooting. The second personal on Chelsea Gray.
125, 126. Everybody up.
It's Monique Billings at the free throw line. Her first year in Indiana. Has been a mainstay in the starting lineup. Follow college, you may remember her from UCLA.
And Monique Billings has been counted on to be a vocal leader for this team, despite the fact this is her first year. In speaking with her, she said, I understand the leadership component I need to bring to the table, and also a lot has been asked of her positionally, especially with the injuries through the course of the season in and out of the lineup.
A veteran, 9th year in the league. All right, you got time. Evans, the speed is there, off balance. No good.
How do you adjust to make sure you just stay in this game?
I think they may need to talk to the refs a little bit more. I don't know. Call it the same on this end.
Two powerhouse offenses, though. What's it going to take? What's important defensively?
We got to protect the paint a little bit more. They got to wait from us a little bit, getting downhill. And then we can't allow open threes.
Chelsea, thank you.
Yep.
Chelsea talking about the open threes that the Fever got. They had 5 threes, Sarah, in that first quarter.
7. It's a level of efficiency, too.
Passat, no good there. Remember, Passat, this is just her second game with the Aces. In her first game in the WNBA, you mentioned it, 19 points, so she gets some early tick here today. Clark threads the needle, down to Timpson, tough finish.
So exactly what Chelsea told Ashley about getting downhill, and that was off of a screening action, but they're able to get to the paint and doing so, and how they've been able to shift this defense.
Too much contact there by Cunningham. She knew it.
And there's so much attention on Caitlin Clark, as you can see, but Timpson gets off that screen so quickly. Turner a little late to recover. The help isn't there. There's been some really nice ball movement and balance by Indiana here early on.
And Timpson already has 4 points. She only averages 3. Stays here.
And you said it, Indiana looks fresh. You could see it in their movements, how they're passing the ball, and how just much attention to detail they have on both ends of the floor here early on. A big part of that is going to be key for them defensively.
Young in the post. Lloyd saw an opportunity, creates the contact. The Fever, last game, Thursday, so they had a couple days off. They were in Phoenix. Meantime, the Aces played right here yesterday.
And we have talked about that. The Las Vegas Aces had a 48-point win. So the luxury of that was that Becky Hammond got to sit her starters for pretty much the entire fourth quarter, but it's still a quick turnaround, especially you understand the scouting report.
Let's take a loves to drive right. In transition, Young, the foot race.
Beautiful passing, quick on the run for Indiana. Need to get back quicker and also just identify where everyone is filling the gaps and lanes. See right here, Dana Evans, quick with the advancement. Lloyd got the bouncer to Jackie Young on the get-ahead. And Vegas hasn't been getting stops with consistency, so they haven't necessarily been able to get out in transition.
33-26. 7-point difference. Nice tip there by Young. And Boston gets it right back. A little pressure by the Fever, trying to throw the Aces off. Step back for Lloyd. And Boston gets the rebound, keeps it for herself. Oh! Aaliyah Boston on the old board.
Doing everything, coast to coast, and for Aaliyah Boston in the spotlight as well. There's so many players here in the WNBA that have a great understanding of what that responsibility holds.
Cunningham goes to the rim. Ashley, let's bring you in.
And we talked to Kelsey Mitchell about this as well, and she said, look, the Fever logo on your chest, it comes with a lot. And she says over time, she's realized, I'm not going to be right no matter what I say. So just take what people are saying, take it as fuel, use it to compete.
It's hard to go up against Ace Wilson. Thank you, Ashley. Aces playing with a little bit of pace. The ball is moving. Asia Wilson, tough rebounder. Looks ripped through.
It feels like there's a different level of intensity out of Las Vegas coming out of that timeout. You can see it in their focus, and they understand how they need to be very physical here on this end.
Yeah, Thora, I just listened to that last timeout, and Becky Hammond said, look, you guys have to make them work defensively, move the ball, make them shuffle their feet, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing.
Well, Becky Hammond always holds her team accountable. She'll get into them. And Ashley brought this up in our game yesterday because Asia Wilson had a few games that she missed with an ankle injury. And she said, yeah, I get why coach is always fussing.
She said, I'm sitting here and now I start to understand it. But there's a reason why this Aces team is looking for their 4th title in the last 5 years. That's a huge component of it.
Boston.
And that's what Becky was as a player. Undrafted and has got her jersey hanging in the rafters.
Young. One-on-one, mano-y-mano. Clark with the foul. Talk about the standard here in Las Vegas. Championship pedigree. 3 expectations for Becky Hammond. Be competitive, have high character, and consistency.
And I think consistency is the biggest part of it for Las Vegas. We mentioned the game yesterday here on this court against Phoenix, a 48-point win. It was defense, it was offense, it was everything in between. But she said, I need more of that. I need it for 4 quarters out of this group, despite the fact they're tops in the standings and tops in the league, including on the offensive side. Their goal is to win titles, and she knows that's going to be a part of it.
First trip to the free throw line for Jackie Young. Toss wasn't right. Got to be on the seams. You know about that, Sarah.
You know what's funny? Because we were talking with Asia the other day.
She said she didn't care.
She was talking about Jackie being a perfectionist.
Yes. She said Jackie wants it on the seams.
Yes. She said when you give Jackie a pass, she wants it on the seams. Right there, we see an example of it. And she's like, I don't care. Just throw it to me and I'm going to shoot that.
7-point advantage for Indiana. On the road here against the reigning champs. Nice feed down to Boston. Post entry. The Fever continue to shoot close to 60%. And Smith was jumping up and down. Fourth grade's gonna find it.
A beautiful find, and that's what Chelsea Gray can do and take advantage of those doubles. Late to backtrack to get back down to Smith, and Gray's gonna find you.
They are playing through Boston. Nice cut by Clark under the rim. They go back out to her. Face-up game. That's nice.
What a read. Aaliyah Boston continues to grow, evolve her game. We talk a lot about the three-point shooting, but so much of it comes down to the decision-making as well.
All right, Young. Trying to play through some contact. What you love are these one-on-one matchups against the greats, the elite scorers.
All-star against all-star.
5 of them between these two teams. 3 all-stars for Indiana. 2 this season for the Aces. Billings showing the versatility. Shot making can be contagious, Sarah.
Well, yeah, and that's, that's not necessarily Billings' forte, but for Indiana, everything's going through.
And this is what Indiana wants to do. Missed that opportunity. Can the Aces take advantage? Gray puts her head down. That's another foul on Clark. Her second. Something didn't feel right there. gets up. Not happy with the call. Did they signal for a challenge?
I think they may have signaled for
Official
a
review.
review.
For a
Yeah.
possible hostile act after the whistle.
For the potential of a hostile act. Official review. The sequence of events there is Clark is called for the foul, her second personal. And the review is for an act after the foul.
I don't see anything after the foul, and to me, that just, I mean, Chelsea Gray with counter moves and just going through the body, creating some contact. I believe it was on the arm. Caitlin Clark was not vertical off of that. Gets Chelsea Gray, watch here at the end, gets her on the forearm, which is where I believe the foul was called. That to me just feels like a basketball play.
And that's what the verdict is. Call stands. Chelsea Gray will step up to the line for two. These players are competitive. It's a regular season game, but they know.
Look, their competitors want to. I know you mentioned it early. This is a Las Vegas team that in the semifinals knocked out Indiana in Game 5 in overtime to then eventually go on to their third title in the last 4 years. But we have mentioned it earlier, the opportunity to play here Sunday night, have a healthy roster, the complements of your full groups for all of these players. This matters.
And Becky Hammond said future Hall of Famers on this floor tonight. No lies told. Mitchell off balance. She is in double figures. Her 38th double-digit scoring game in a row. Melissa Smith, no good there. Sarah, on that last bucket, Kelsey Mitchell now moves all time for consecutive double-digit games in Indiana Fever history, passing the one and only Tamika Catchings. Oh, through contact.
Kelsey Mitchell is a special, special player. Speaking of that, Tamika Catchings, I got a chance to talk with earlier today. As you see another beautiful feed by Boston as Kelsey Mitchell's on her way to the basket. And I said, hey, Catch, if Kelsey passes, she said, no, not if, when. And she said she just has loved watching the commitment she puts in every year to continue to get better, getting to her spots, her explosiveness. And she said, honestly, I'm just so thankful to have been able to witness her development since day one with the Fever and just couldn't be prouder.
9 years in the league for Kelsey Mitchell. All of them have been in Indiana. Watch this lead now by the Fever. Up by 13 points on the road against the reigning champs.
And look at those numbers of Kelsey Mitchell on the court and off the court. It's significant. And there's so many things that she could do with the ball in her hands. And again, in talking with Kelsey, she said, my biggest focus is my first 3 steps in getting to where I want to on the floor, Ashley.
Yeah, Sarah, and I love what she said. She always comes into the game with a playground mindset. We said, please explain when she told us this morning. She said it's when you play with your people. You go out with your friends. You're just playing on the playground hoops, and it's like you're playing Chicago 21, playing free. And she's always had that mindset, which is kind of why we're seeing so much success with her, especially this year.
She said the biggest emphasis is no wasted movement.
You got to be competitive on the playground, too, if you want to stay on the blacktop. Offensive foul by Boston. Her second.
Oh, you can see Aaliyah Boston in disbelief, and I think we may get a challenge on this one.
Previous offensive foul is under review for a possible upgrade.
So another official review. And Sarah, there are a number of things that the referees can go to the monitor for an official review, and it doesn't have to come with a challenge.
That's tough to me because Aaliyah Boston's just working. I mean, she is strong. She's a physical player. It looks first to me like Smith almost has her a little wrapped up. She's trying to come over the top. I mean, this is what makes Aaliyah Boston so great. She can face you up. She can play with her back to the basket. I think where she gets Melissa Smith in the chin across her face, I'm not sure. It looked like Smith maybe caught an elbow, but I think everything about this was for Boston just in the context of trying to show her hands, create position. I mean, that's a part of, yeah, she seeing it again, get Smith with her elbow in the face, but this feels like a basketball motion. She's going for the basketball, she's posting up, she's staying wide and big.
We've got Roy Gulbayan, Amy Bonner, Ashley Gloss as the referees this evening. They're looking at a...
And you see...
And that last feed, Sarah, was exactly what the referees are looking at in that slow motion.
And the tough part of that, I mean, there was a balance because what Aaliyah Boston was doing was all in the context of her posting up, her demanding the basketball. I don't anticipate this to be upgraded. I think it would likely just remain a common foul, but you see watch right here at the end, that right elbow getting the face of Smith.
Well, in a flagrant 1, all it has to be is unnecessary. Flagrant 2, of course, is unnecessary and excessive. Just so people know the parameters around this.
After review, the encore ruling of an offensive foul is confirmed. There is no further penalty.
Just like you thought, Sarah.
Every now and again we get lucky.
Ruling stands. And remember, that wasn't a challenge, that was an official review, and all the officials were looking at is to see if it was going to be upgraded. Scores 51-40, 11-point basketball game. For some context, the Aces were up by 20 plus at this point 24 hours ago. Much different matchup so far this evening.
And I think, though, if you're Las Vegas, you probably feel like there's some shots that you've missed that you could have made. They have not shot well from the three-point line. And you look at these final 3 minutes of the half, the importance of it, cutting to this deficit, single digits is something that's very possible.
Asia Wilson getting called for the illegal screen. Just her first. And a delay of game warning. Mitchell right now leading all scorers with 14 points. Boston asking for it. Moved Hole out of the way. Oh, she wants to go against Wilson. Evans rejects the Wilson screen, gets it back to her. All right, South Carolina on South Carolina. Dawn Staley's in the building too. I bet she wouldn't answer if we asked who she's rooting for.
Everyone, all of her players. You got about, what, 6 or 7 here in this game.
Kelsey Mitchell gets fouled on that three-point attempt, and the officials will take another look at it. 51-40, 2:19 in the. Want to switch professions?
No.
Nah.
The last thing anyone ever needs me to be is an official.
So it will be 3 shots for Kelsey Mitchell, but a common foul.
Yeah. But once again, though, it's just so tough trying to defend a player like Kelsey Mitchell because we've already seen how she can score everywhere on the floor and in trying to keep up with it.
The WNBA app, built by Deloitte, is your home court for all things WNBA. Stay in the game with the latest schedule, where to watch, game alerts, and more. Scan the QR code to download now. Kelsey Mitchell averages 22 points per game, 17 already in this first half. Extends that Indiana lead, largest lead of the evening at 14. Trying to look for an energy shift from the Aces. Hard to come by right now. Off-ball foul on Ty Harris. 2:06 to go here in the second. The Aces will be shooting the rest of the way.
Yeah, in some of these little things here, we mentioned at the 3-minute mark, 11-point game. Kelsey Mitchell's 3 extends that. But if you're Las Vegas, in terms of getting that rhythm, you want to find a way to catch some momentum as you close out the half. And a big part of that is, couldn't we just cut this deficit down to single digits? If you're Becky Hammond, you probably feel like your team certainly has not played their best half here in this first half. Those missed shots and some breakdowns defensively, but still put yourself in good position.
And sometimes the free throw line can do that. Jackie Young has made 24 consecutive free throws after those two. Mitchell has been fantastic so far. And Lexi Hull trying to keep the possession alive. It'll go back to the Aces.
That's what Lexi Hull does, a lot of the little things. In many cases, you know about her three-point shooting, but it's the defensive activity, and it's also those hustle 50-50 plays she brings to the table.
You talked about trying to get it back into single digits. If you're Las Vegas, there's an opportunity on this possession. Wilson, all right, in her bag. Footwork. Asia Wilson in double digits, 12 points after that one. Playing through Boston. Aaliyah, right back at you.
And once again, that strength. To be able to go through and attack a player, a defensive player of the year in Asia Wilson like that showcases a lot.
Smith all alone down low. When you have a player like Asia Wilson.
A big reason is that, the gravity of Asia Wilson when she has the ball in her hands.
And Alyssa Smith has taken advantage of that this season.
Well, and also just continuing to better understand how to play off of it.
Las Vegas looks locked in on this possession. Almost a turnover. It's tipped. Shot clock winding down. Hull puts it up. Solid defensive possession for Las Vegas.
Really solid. So you imagine for Las Vegas, they go for 2 for 1 in this circumstance. And important couple of possessions here as we close out the half.
And the Stars have shown out so far. Kelsey Mitchell and Asia Wilson combined, already 32 points. Jewel Lloyd against Harris. Illegal contact.
So we mentioned Ty Harris and the importance she brings, especially in her place filling in for Caitlin Clark, and picks up 2 quick fouls here at the end of the half. Probably felt like that was a lot of ball.
The Aces, this will be the 14th free throw so far today.
Not necessarily a team that typically takes a lot of free throws as well, 10th in the league in that area.
But they're also playing an Indiana Fever team that fouls the most in the W. Just breaking it down for the folks at home. Like a second difference, game clock, shot clock. Kelsey waiting for the right time. Oh, that was off the shoot. Gray recognizes time is one. What does the focus need to be for the Aces if they want to get back on top?
Well, I think just settling in a little bit more. Uncharacteristically missing not only 3-point shots, but some shots early. And I think overall, just continuing to be on the attack.
Ashley, all you.
Yeah, Zora, I sense that wasn't a particularly happy locker room back there. I mean, there was a lot of points of emphasis, but I did talk to assistant coach Ty Ellis, and he said, look, we're not playing our style of basketball. They're taking the control offensively because we're shooting ourselves in the foot. I said, well, one positive point. You guys are getting to the free throw line. He said, yeah, and we're only down 11, and we are not playing our best basketball.
Look for the Aces to change some things up. That's Young.
Extra effort play. Leave it to Ashley to remind the coaching staff of some
Like there was positive points.
Silver lining.
Hey, they were 13 for 14 from the free throw line.
Overall, though, with situations like that, getting defensive stops and allowing them to flow into their offense is exactly what they want to do, is be more free-flowing.
Talbot tried to wrap around to Smith. Stop, score, stop, right? That's the method.
And similarly, give credit, though, to Indiana, what they've done defensively. We heard Stephanie White tell Ashley before the half that's what her emphasis is going to be in the locker room.
Wilson, nice cut, rejected. Stays with it. Asia, relentless. It's like you thought you had her. No, you don't.
And we see that so often from her. She's got a strength, a force, and just a ferocity when she gets herself around the rim.
7-point game. Smith flew in there. The crowd getting louder. Louder. On a run to start the third. 11-point lead for Indiana. Jackie Young now has 13 points after that last three.
They came in locked in starting the second half. Chelsea Gray, her 6th assist on the night. After a game last night, she had a season high 12 assists. Bullet feed to the second side for Jackie Young. Defense late to rotate. Young nails it. Jackie Young has been playing so solidly for this Las Vegas team. A huge component of that is her three-point shot, which she continued to grow since coming into this league. And for Las Vegas, that's exactly what they need to see, because they've struggled from deep.
Always a game within a game. You wonder what the response will be after that timeout for the Fever. There's the answer.
Go to Leah Boston. Sounds like a good plan. Get it on the inside. She's got finesse, and she's got not only a physicality, but a touch around the rim.
She's already at her average right now, 17 points. Young, feeling confident there. No go on the tough shot. Stays with Las Vegas.
And another thing Stephanie White was talking to us about this morning is controlling the glass, making sure to keep Las Vegas off of it. And starting the second half, you see it from Melissa Smith, you saw it from Asia Wilson. It had been a concerted effort to try and keep plays alive, which they kept the possession here.
Young found some space. The battle on the boards right now, Sarah, 18-12. Advantage Aces. Hole. No good. They've got that lone field goal in this third quarter. The Fever, that came from Leah Boston. Gray retreats, trying to find something. Pickpocket by Holmes. Monique Billings running the floor. It just landed in the hands of Asia Wilson. Sometimes you see the best shot blocker in the league. Talbot.
She was getting ready to swing it. She's just got to shoot and let that fly right out of the gate. That's what she's in there for, to take those three-point shots.
Clark, the quick one. And that's what she wants to do. She told us this morning, if I can get into the lane, good things happen.
And that's a part of it, too. And even for Stephanie White talking about her getting healthier, it's that north-south movement of attacking.
Remember, Clark is still on a minutes restriction as she deals with that back. 20 to 25 is the goal tonight. She's at 14. Young to Wilson. And Talbot keeps the play alive. Gets it out. Wilson pours.
Offensive glass. Been very big for Las Vegas here early on. And you mentioned that about Caitlin Clark, where at times she's struggled has been shorter stints on the floor. So with a minutes restriction, it's harder for her to get into a rhythm. And we've seen that through the course of some of her time out.
Kelsey Mitchell picked off by Gray. You never want to look at her eyes, though, because she goes opposite. No connection there. Mitchell was so hot in that first half. Six-point game. Gray can go off either side. Wilson has expanded her game to be able to put up more threes. Alyssa Smith. The efficiency, we talked about it. major American sport. Supposedly, Ashley is supposed to know.
I know.
Which I'm guessing that means it's baseball related because I was doing baseball this summer and Sarah is all basketball. So now I'm just like running through my mind
I am too.
of MVPs. I mean, I gotta think Dodgers.
Okay, all right. Warm,
Well,
hot,
if you
just
think-
like the desert.
Dodgers, then you think Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani, but he hasn't won
Boom,
four.
boom, boom. Am I supposed to give the
But
answer?
I didn't think it was
Show
four.
Oh. Time goes fast. Zora, I thought you were going to give me an answer earlier today.
Live
Like,
for
help,
you.
help
I
a
like that
partner
one.
out. Come on.
4
That's a good one.
MVPs. Remarkable.
Much like Asa Wilson, a two-way player.
Asia Wilson, the only WNBA player to have 4 MVPs. Let's confirm.
Producer, Betsy Riley.
This is Clark's first trip to the free throw line so far this evening. Misses the first one, an 85% free throw shooter. Oh, this week on Sunday Night Baseball, Dodgers, Yankees, the MLB season heats up in the Bronx. Sunday Night Baseball live on NBC and Peacock. 8 points so far tonight for Caitlin Clark. Remember, her average is just over 20. Missed the last 3 of 4 games for the Fever with that back problem. Gray, step back. And the Aces have gotten as close as 4. She loves that move. Hauled down by Wilson.
And Jewel Lloyd read that. She was ready for that step-back shot to be coming over the top of the screen.
And Young fouled by Clark. Her third. (64-59). The number 1 team in the WNBA matched up against the 5th ranked team in the standings. We came off the top. Both of these groups have championship aspirations. Of course, the Aces have done it 3 times in the last 4 years. The Fever had a chip in 2012, but this group has yet to get to the finals. Evans, floater. Kelsey Mitchell has not scored in this second half. Remember, she had 20 in the first. Evans just pulls up.
And I know Evans hasn't hit her shots, but it's just great to see her back on the floor for Las Vegas, getting her legs under, getting her wind back, reacclimating herself here to this group.
Extra pressure here by Las Vegas. Mitchell gets through it. Speaking of baseball, she looks safe on that dive.
And a lot of the drills, we talk about the explosiveness, acceleration of Kelsey Mitchell. A lot of what she does is football drills, her work of staying low, how she drives her legs, the way she squares her shoulders, her ability to use those type of training and the quickness and the speed and the explosiveness we see.
And she's particular in those workouts. She says it's defensive back type workouts, footwork, angles, being able to get to the spots. And what she's told us, she wants no wasted movements.
No wasted movements, and it's all about those first 3 steps.
Asia Wilson might have some blood on her, so they're cleaning that up before the free throws.
All right, everybody up, everybody loud. Kelsey Mitchell shoots 2.
Mitchell has already had a couple trips to the free throw line so far this evening. This will be her 2 for Mitchell, so she gets her first 2 points here in this third quarter. And every time Vegas has gotten to that 4-point mark, they haven't been able to get over the hump. Indiana has led for the entirety of this game so far.
You see some full court pressure here by Indiana, just trying to slow the pace and getting into the offense by the Aces.
And a lot of times, Sarah, teams will do that. They're not trying to create a turnover, but you see Las Vegas doesn't get into their offense until about 15 on the clock. Evans! She wanted it.
It's a part of what she's been doing for Las Vegas. She's shown that through the course of her career, knocking down three-point shots as Indiana went to the zone.
Her first bucket of this season. And if it's not tipped, turnover fever.
And that was something that I had my eye on to start the game. Can Indiana take care of the basketball in a manner that doesn't allow Las Vegas to create some havoc, disruption, and points off turnovers or extra possessions? So far they have. Some of the turnovers they have just been their own self-inflicted miscues of not being connected on passes. But I'm interested to see if the Aces can try and create more of it.
4-point game in the hands of Wilson, too strong. Mitchell has Evans on her. You know Mitchell likes to go left that time from the outside. 3 threes on the evening. She had 29 points on Thursday in Phoenix. Looks like she's picking up right where she left off. Parker Tyus is taken away by Boston. The anticipation there. That'll be on Parker Tyus. The extension.
I think that's a fun part of watching these two teams as we see Kelsey Mitchell rocking a little through the legs, right over the top.
We got to play for the drive, right? Get to the rim.
It's what makes her one of the toughest players to guard in the league. Becky Hammond telling her, Kelsey Plum, Kelsey Mitchell, those are her top two.
She said it because of the quickness and the skill set. Parker Tyus right at the elbow.
Guards, I should specify.
Right. Harris, nobody stopped her. Stop and pop.
Wilson changes the dynamic of how she plays. Coming into the season, when we talked to her about her goals, the ways in which she wants to improve, she said she's seen every coverage, understands anything that's going to come after, making those reads. If Jackie Young doesn't get it to go, you see right there, and she said that that's been her biggest point of emphasis of getting teammates on time, on target passes, how she's able to continue to elevate and open up the floor with that type of vision, and you continue to see it on a night-by-night basis. There is just so much that she does through the course of the game that changes how this team can play.
When you have gravity like A'ja Wilson, the defense moves as you move. Other people are open because of what you do, and that's why A'ja has said, when I'm playing, I'm at the elbow looking to make a play. I can't just look at my defender. I have to see where everybody else is. She's seeing plays develop as they happen.
And I think that's a fun part of watching how A'ja passes, what they can run through her. We mentioned that with Chelsea Gray averaging more than 7.5 assists per game. Jackie Young as well, nearly 7 assists per game. There is a reason why Las Vegas not only tops in offense, but also the #1 assist team in the league because of the way they share the basketball.
Cunningham, that's what she does.
Las Vegas going to a zone off of that possession, and Cunningham busts it.
Back to a double-digit lead for Indiana. Young, looking to create. Gives it to Smith, little pump fake. Just the extension by Boston to haul down that rebound. Her 8th of the evening. Less than a minute to go here in the third quarter. Feeling it! She gets hot quickly. We've seen that before. Sophie Cunningham. Well, Vegas is treating her right.
40% from deep on the season. Perfect 3 of 3 so far in this one. And you said it, when she starts to feel it, she can get hot in a hurry. And all of a sudden, the fever really opened this thing up again. Deep looking shot for Indiana. Didn't necessarily start this second half hot, but closing out this third quarter they have.
Cunningham, 11 points off the bench. Hasn't missed a three-point shot in this game. Couple threes in this second half. Pivotal. I know it's only 50 seconds left in the third, but if you're Las Vegas, momentum matters.
It always matters. It's not just something that coaches say, but how you finish a quarter, how you finish half. It's an indicator of the momentum you're going to build going into the next one, and particularly with Indiana now rebuilding this lead.
Tough stretch for the Aces. 3 games in 4 days, but after this one, they don't play again till next Monday.
And I think part of it for Las Vegas, when Indiana now has opened it up, this is the reserve unit playing with just Chelsea Gray as the only starter in right now, and that's part of the place they want to bolster. Bench scoring has not necessarily been a huge boost for them through the course of this season, so finding ways to still sustain and maintain what a lot of their starting 5 has done.
Chelsea Gray, too short on that one. Ty Harris will lead the charge on this possession. And the Fever do a good job of getting it to whoever has the hot hand. Dump down to Billings, long stride, and one opportunity.
So both Passat and Gray staying off of that ball screen on Clark. It opens up the pocket pass. Clark, beautiful job just hitting Billings in stride as she gets to the basket. And this is a part of it. We talked about Justine Passat just signing with this Las Vegas team. Yesterday was her first game, not only first game with Las Vegas, but making her WNBA debut. And she was spectacular in her three-point shooting, 19 points. She was 7 of 8 from the field, but I think still learning schemes, the communication, the nuances, especially when it comes to handling ball screens. And I think we saw an example of that.
Right now, Indiana has its largest lead of the game, 16 points. Not even a full second difference between game clock, shot clock. Evans recognizes. Nice catch by Smith and the bump. 2 free throws for Smith. Sophie Cunningham has 3 threes. Sarah, and you mentioned the three-point shooting. Las Vegas as a team, only 3 threes.
And that's an area, Vegas doesn't necessarily take a ton of three-point shots, but they are highly efficient on most cases. Fourth in the league at nearly 36%, and it's not that they've only made 3, they're at 23%, so missed some opportunities, and overall, that's an area where you look at the numbers, Fever defensively, here's some of the tops in the league and how they've defended the three-point shot. It's a priority.
6 seconds left here in the third. Harris has to move.
Continue to knock down those deep looks.
6 different players for Indiana have a make from the outside. Much needed takeaway here by Las Vegas. Trying to start the fourth on a positive note. Can't convert.
And it's not just 46% shooting for Indiana, 10 of 22, but on the flip side of things, the Aces just 3 of 13.
Boston bullying her way through. 19 points for Aaliyah Boston. Over her average.
It's strength, but it's also her handles in the paint and traffic in the lane, getting to the spots on the floor she wants to.
Gray looking for some help behind the back. Would have been nice if it went. Ashley.
Guys, I just listened in on that last time out with the Aces, and Becky Hammond sat down and she looked at each one of her players, said, pick your head up. We cannot be trading baskets at this point. Need stop after stop after stop, which, as you guys have alluded to, defense has been the name of the game and what they have worked on and focused on. And then offensively, she said, look, the ball movement. We are at our best when we are pushing the pace and moving that ball around.
The ability for Becky Hammond, not just to motivate, but to get in the grill of her players. That's why they respect her.
Because she's been there. She's been in their shoes. The grittiness, the fierceness, that's who she was as a player. That's who she is as a coach. That's why this team has won 3 titles in the last 4 years. But everything she has talked about from the start of the season has been about the defensive end. Because she said, we know we can score. That's consistent.
Clark got free, took advantage. Her movement, that's what got her open.
Movement off the basketball, and Aaliyah Boston once again being that fulcrum point and hub of where and how they run the offense.
18-2 run for the road team. Nice interception there by Boston. Her stat line, 3 threes, 4 assists, 9 rebounds. Impacting this basketball game. The kick out to Billings. Lloyd has Clark on her. Another double-double for Aaliyah Boston after that rebound.
And hearing what Ashley said of the huddle and Becky Hammond talking about being able to run and get out and go, a huge part of that is getting stops, and they just haven't been able to do that consistently.
The space she created. Step back. Come on now. Double digits for CC. Vegas trying to find some life. Young to Wilson. She was open. I mean, runs in basketball, right? The Fever go on this run in the third into the fourth and find themselves up by 20. In and out for Cunningham.
It's been the timeliness of both shot making and getting stops for Indiana. And see, you mentioned this early on in the game. Even when Vegas cut it to 4 to 6 points, Indiana was able to put together consecutive stops and convert at the other end.
It's been a productive road trip for the Fever, too. They hold the Aces to 68 points at the beginning of the road trip last Sunday. Lose to the Sparks, gave up over 100 points. And then won a close one in Phoenix. Trying to hold on here, too.
And Kelsey Mitchell talked quite a bit about what this road trip has done to bring the group together. And Ashley, it was just really interesting to hear how she spoke about what they did in terms of really continuing to evolve as a group and as a unit.
Absolutely, Sarah. Kelsey Mitchell said this road trip has been pivotal for us as a team. It's been such a good experience in figuring out what a championship mindset looks like. Said the back-to-back they played, trying to figure out how to play with and without Caitlin, being able to respond to tension, sticking together when the outside noise is loud. So they have really figured out a lot about themselves and this team during this trip.
Kelsey Mitchell is such a calming voice. And Stephanie White said she's been more vocal this year. She said Kelsey Mitchell has talked more this season in half a season than she did all of last year. And those types of players, when they speak, people listen, people feel it. I feel her calming presence when we talk to her.
No question. And she just shows up and she hoops and she balls and she produces. But I think that's also a part of it, the steadiness that she brings in. You need that through the course of the season, and that's a part of it. And I also think just understanding that she's got such great relationships with so many players on this team and what that looks like. She was roommates with Maisha Hines-Allen at the 2016 McDonald's All-American game. Roommates with Monique Billings for Team USA back in 2017. So this is long running, and it's those friendships and trust that grows.
Mitchell here with the basketball. Wilson on her. Clark behind the back pass. These two playing against one another just to the left. And Monique Billings, those extra efforts. Cunningham will get a fourth. It feels good when you see the basketball go through. You just want to keep putting it up. Oh, bulldozes her way through Wilson.
Good response by Wilson off of that. But those are an example, though, of that teamwork and the team chemistry. Cunningham comes up with the three-point shot, but give that credit to Billings for making that an extra possession for the group.
Timpson with the roll, stays steady. And you see the demeanor of A'ja Wilson. She's out here competing. This game's not over. 4-time MVP, staying with it, in and out on that one.
Just a rare off night from the field for Asia Wilson. She's always so efficient and effective, 9 of 22 from the field, and you don't see that often from her. On the defensive side, you see Becky Hammond going, some of her reserves. It's Asia Wilson, Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young on the bench right now, but it's just communication, getting stops. Again, you said this earlier about pride, effort, and just the momentum you want to build.
The only starter in the game right now for Las Vegas is Stephanie Talbot. Oh, trying to create something for herself. Slid that foot.
And there's no excuses in this league, nor will anyone, from the Aces side make it or make this second of a back-to-back. And I think the Fever, right out of the gates, it just had so much attention to detail. They were knocking down shots. They were highly efficient and effective. And from there, you can just continue to see their confidence flourish. And that was both ends of the floor.
Passat gets her first bucket of the evening. And Sarah, you can't understate the time that the Fever had before this road trip. And they had about a week off. They were in the gym practicing. And it's been showing. And there's diversity. At times, it can bring you closer together. Cunningham, feeling it. She's hunting them now.
She is. And you mentioned that. And a big reason why Indiana has won 3 of their last 4 games.
And that little battle between Lloyd and Cunningham gets called for the foul.
And there's no question that a team that comes in and is playing not only the defending champs, but the champs that knocked you out of the postseason is something that's a motivator. And look at the way that Indiana has now continued to play over the course of the last 12 games and some points. It's the efficiency. You saw a slower start, and now they're putting the pieces together. And with the Fever, though, part of it comes down to health and continuity, because they've had a handful of different starting lineups and just trying to make sure to get everyone on the same page.
Well, even with people in and out of the lineup for the Fever, namely Caitlin Clark, they have had experience playing without her.
And
that playoff run last year without her.
Last year, you look at it, and I think, too, Stephanie White talked with us about this. It's just the dynamic for other players, because the style of play is so different when she does play and when she doesn't.
Lloyd trying to create some space and just keeping tabs on Caitlin's minutes. She's at 24 right now. Remember, the goal was 20 to 25. So she's right within that mark. You think of the score and time left in this game. Doubt we'll see her again. Mitchell. Back to the free throw line. 25 points so far. Mentioned she came off a 29-point performance against Phoenix. Coming into this one, had 2 29-point games in a row.
She's just tremendous. If you do not know Kelsey Mitchell's name and game, you better learn it quickly, because she is a force in this league.
You'll see her in Chicago at the All-Star game, her 4th All-Star appearance, but her first as a starter. 3 different All-Star starters on this Indiana Fever team. Speaks to the talent they have. Clark, Boston, and Mitchell, their big 3. Evans, great first game back. 14 minutes so far, 2 threes. Hasn't played this entire season.
And for the Aces, those are the things you look at, just the importance of someone like Evans getting back in, getting comfortable.
Harris from the outside.
Fever have felt comfortable from 3.
13 threes so far this evening for Indiana, 46%. Stephanie White called a timeout. See
Icons.
Icons living. 2:30 to go here in the 4th.
You gonna sing for us?
You don't want that. Cunningham drills it. Matches a season high from the outside. 6-3, 20 points off the bench.
Indiana three-point shots, Cunningham's included, as you look 6 of 7 for Sophie Cunningham alone, and 4 of 16 as a total for the Las Vegas Aces. I said this earlier, the efficiency is something that Las Vegas, you feel like you can always count on, whether from the field, from the three-point line. It hasn't necessarily been here tonight. You give credit to this Indiana defense and what they've done. Stephanie White has talked about that over and over again. It probably echoes the same sentiments, her and Becky Hammond. The top 2 offenses in the league, they know they can rely on their offense, but the questions of how far they will go, the success of these groups, in many cases, will rely on those ends of the floor, and the Fever have been very good here tonight.
Less than 10 on the shot clock as these possessions wind down. Harris, right to the rim, fouled by Turner. And this is an opportunity, right? Mostly bench players in the game.
And these minutes matter to that point. I mean, I know the score is widespread, but both for Indiana, especially for Las Vegas. We talked about Dana Evans making her season debut after coming back from that leg injury. Justine Passat having an opportunity to get more comfort here with this Aces group. Raven Johnson on the floor. Played for Dawn Staley at South Carolina and figuring out her spots here under Stephanie White, the offense and just what's needed from her. But the one area you can depend on from her is on the defensive side and how tenacious she can be and the addition she can be for this group in adding depth.
Passat off the dribble. There's Johnson on the rebound. Well, Stephanie White wants from Raven Johnson is just to read things just like that. Make plays, don't run plays.
The 10th overall pick of Indiana in this year's draft. And the three-point shooting isn't necessarily her strength, but it's an area that she's worked to improve upon.
We came into this one talking about the scoring. The Fever, over 100 now, 8th time this season that they have scored 100 plus. Usually average right around 93. We have approached the 1 minute mark. Fever go back home after this one. A lot of them have said, we're excited to get back to Indiana. They'll play Golden State on Wednesday. And as we've mentioned, Vegas gets to regroup. Have about a week off. Don't play till next Monday in Toronto.
We're going to be there, huh?
We will. See you in the 6. Johnson. Nice fade. Shot clock is off. Big contrast for the Aces from yesterday. Won by 48. Down significantly tonight.